Nonzx2, the video game Saga arc. This is when Gabai and his whole crew is older, to a point where, they make their own video game character, and it's based off the Espada arc from Bleach. What ends up happening is, Kazuki Hero and, everybody in the Federation get informed that there's this new video game out that literally you can create your own custom character, And here's what happens. Gabai makes his own character, Barra makes his own character, Tio makes his own character, and then they have to fight those characters in real life because somebody makes them come to life, and then they end up, finding an alternate dimension. Yes, this is back when Nonz was 100% original anime. This is the big out formula in and out. This is not times 2 when things heat up, when we recognize that Gabaya, older Gabaya, the one that wears the green jacket, or the burgundy jacket, is based off Sooner from Reborn. He starts coming up, to Ichigo in terms of power level. And his first, character that he creates, slash fights, is called Jackasen. Jackasen is based off the Jacka and Grimjow from Bleach. There was this company I was working for called Thizza on the Roof, which has, the Teen Titans logo, on the logo. So what they did was they validated me that I did something by putting, the Teen Titans character Raven as the rapper Raven Justice, which is always connected to, Young Justice or Justice League in general. So you put, me out there, but you didn't put my name on something. But you give me a swag and say, what's the whole point of putting my name in it? We already changed the company to the Titans logo. So every single February, they have this thing called Jack History Month, which is what I didn't do last month, which is why this is a very informative video, because I stopped working for that company because it started fucking me over, They stopped making me custom songs, film me because I got the girl, etc. What ends up happening is, Gabaya fights Jackasen, who's based off Grimjow. Literally, you get the almighty speech, Jackasen, who have tormented the city of Bayaki for way too long. Okay, so what I've been doing for the entire 2 years is I've been explaining literally what an anime fan is and what an anime fan is in progression. Literally, so things like the ARL, Joy Boy Theory, Sword 7 Mage, things that require lore, are not for an anime fan, because an anime fan is in continuation, like Jubia and Gaju. Literally, they are prime examples of a fan in progression, because they're everything connected to Dragon Ball Z and they progress. But when you get, leases like the ARL, you get, the chance to say that, oh, Jubia and Gajo both come from a faggot anime called Fairy Tail, which is really, really uneducated, because Fairy Tail is, an outstanding anime, and they compare it to, things like Rave Master. Not shit like Rave Master, but, things like Rave Master. So that fan and progressing, website is called DeviantArt, where you can post your own drawings online, and you can share your passion for anime, which is what me and Stephanie are for. And DeviantArt, goes with shipping, hand in hand with shipping, where you have things like Sun Amy, Lily, Rubes and Snuckles, couples to all anime, Julia X Gray, Lily, Naruto, X Sakura, etc. Lily, really, really getting creative with the shippings, and Lily, so the lore community, the anime community that loses lore, calls it retarded, saying that Lily, they have no chance in their world. Oh, the writer didn't intend that, and they suck the life out of anime. So what I did for the past 2 years is, once I started uploading the AMVs that are different, like the Miss Independent remix, the Big Things Poppin' remix. Lily, you see how it's a remix and how it's very, lyrical, and how, I'm going out of my way to make the songs match to the lyrics instead of trapping you with concepts like, Raven on Raven Justice, literally. So they force you to have a proper, way of speaking, and I explained that their community literally is more homeschooled, which is the whole meaning of Bayside. My character Nokia stands out, is straightforward, and Samuel's character Subaru supports a mystic nature. Now, there's a pattern of things that happen to people with DeviantArt community because they feel, more than anything else, and family traps them, in very complex situations. And the older brother always tells them to pay attention to the situation, but they told them late informed, and I, explained literally what ends up happening to their older brother is they end up getting their ass kicked by, the average DeviantArt fan at a certain age, because mystic is a thing where if you throw a punch, you get hide behind a statement, because you can throw a punch with swagger instead of just trying to land a hit, with common sense. So what ends up happening is, the younger brother ends up fucking up the older brother when they get to an age like, 20 or 21, because he saw him just try to make a statement and the other person is just struggling to survive. I found out that was very important because they still have anger problems, and the brother plays sports, or the brother's really cool at school, but what ends up happening to her brother is they end up, getting in trouble for sexual harassment and, getting, a pamphlet saying that they know the cause and effect of a gang member, and they do to compare themselves to somebody who did have autism to a point where they at least put themselves in a situation where cause and effect is so they can't be trusted, so their mom has to, sign a pamphlet saying that literally that they can work. They have to get their mother's permission in order to work. This is really huge shit because, the lore fans really are saved from that experience because they say in, the same place where they play video games, like Marcel Halter played God, literally, the way he plays Storm, literally is the exact, example of why my community is, distant from his. You know how he plays no charisma, but he plays that guaranteed to win. And he's on the opposite side of society. That's unhealthy because that puts my side of society at a disadvantage because we should be joining together. So I loved, Jack and Sam Nonz, and the best, example of a fan progression was this character named Grimtier. And Grimtier, went hand in hand with Juvery back in the day. So what ended up happening was, this community kept on going on unmonitored to a point where, my girls were starting to act out the Tekaichi scenes, in front of me, and there was this thing, back in junior high when we used to, socializing, and when socializing, we used to land on purple, it used to be a delicacy, but when you get characters like Burger always moving their feet, stuff like that, literally, I was able to, get what you used to work hard for at real because nobody was fighting hard for something because you were treating it like it was nothing. You kept on. I loved, the original manga of Nonz, back where, Damo and Babylon used to fight Kanabi and Jiban. The Queen of Imagasi, Suzuya, who's based off Haruhi Suzumiya. I loved all that. Yeah, that's the original idea with no deference. That's what you call a fan progression, literally. And when you do things like go into Mystic, learn about your brother's traits, learn more about gang members, you recognize while being a fan of progression, can't exist, literally. So, you would have to change the anime community, literally, or change the community of the outside world, or else just, it won't be able to work because gang members are trained to, if you have an original thought, I'm trained to do the exact opposite to fool you off guard. But, what they didn't tell you is that I'm thinking about what you're thinking about originally. That's why I switched it up. This complicated community is why I start to make, more complex characters like, Nokia and Subaru. What happened was, there was a thin line that drew in between what was a fan and what wasn't a fan, where we got characters like Yumi Neji, our original name that was made for our original manga that I had drawn, was now computer generalized, and the computer generalized, cut off the whole thing, which led on to, me trying to recreate the Demon Art community into characters like Alikaza, etc. And I love Nonz Times 2, where it came to Chapter Stevenson, Taiko's sister, where it came to Ink Olsen, where it came to all their fights. How Taiko fights Ink in the war, and then he fights Bistaku, which is the dad of Ink. How Zaf teamed up with Ladera and Imagashi. It was a really, really fun manga. So, the video game characters are based off, they're spawned from Bleach, and they have a feel like, Katekyo Hitman Reborn, and I love that anime. All I've been doing is trying to make sure that fan progresses, that fan, literally has the same experience that I did, growing up, instead of literally the long, elaborate thing that we don't need, like, Rimu and Slime. So, that's why I started uploading, pictures that I uploaded in high school, like, fighting in the bed, master plan. Those are both abstract, pictures that I used to make from high school. Back when I was a huge anime fan, when Mr. Pleasure told me to stay out of trouble sophomore year, I used to do nothing but look up abstract art. I used to transparent it, literally. So Bushido calls transparencing something, a form of retardation, because you put one layer on top of each other instead of, respecting the original, aspect of the anime. Like, you want a clear picture is, this and that. Yeah. So I started doing my own thing on top of subs, which is basically what happened because I got tired of properly representing because it's very, stressful. It takes a lot of energy out, but it's definitely an advanced skill. There's also characters like Bendroid, which is based off Bender and Android 17. Back in their prelogue where Kazik threw a seed and exploded the car. So Kazik fights, Bendroid in the prelogue, where Slim Fade first came into play. So in the community, full of spoilers, it was hard to me, to savor the moment, And I hope, this video informs you of how, different Nonz was, for the movie descriptions that I've been uploading. And I hope you guys have a nice day. This is Blue Tricks, and this is the video game saga in Nonz.